everybody, and welcome back for episode 2 of season 2 of All Club Confidential. I'm your host, Austin Price of Volquest.com. An exciting show tonight. We have Jaylen Wright on the show as he's ready for a massive junior season here on Rocky Top. But before we get to him, we bring in James Clausen. James, you've got the Virginia game coming up. What's that weekend look like for volunteer club members? And then take me through the tailgate and you know what people can expect the morning of a noon kickoff Eastern, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
breakfast over there in the Mid-State.
Yeah, early, right? So we'll start off Friday night. We'll be at Barstool, which is going to be the official watch party spot for Middle Tennessee Vol fans if they can't get to Knoxville or go to the away games. But we'll start probably by 8 a.m. Saturday morning. We'll be right, I think in Section R near the stadium. Have breakfast, do our full tailgate, but, obviously it will be early. So, and then get ready for that 11 a.m. kick.
Sponsoring the tailgates this year is Exterior Home Solutions. They'll be the sponsor at that tailgate in Nashville. They'll be the sponsor of all the home tailgates. And the location of home tailgates will be different this year.
Yep. We're going to be in Humanities Plaza between McClung Tower and the library. So huge footprint will be on that, kind of the concrete, right, leading up to the grassy area. So, huge footprint should give us a lot more space, a lot more room for our members, and, opportunity to, interact with a lot of players and maybe have some fun games too.
Yeah, you'll have players from other sports there, obviously, throughout the tailgates. How big was having Exterior Home Solutions come on as the title sponsor for the tailgate?
I think it just proves that, there's power in the members that we've got. We have almost 3,000, and we have a huge, email, weekly newsletter list. So, we think that we're in a position to really provide some value for companies, and Exterior Home Solutions, kind of bought into our vision. They want to help the Vols win too.
Yep, and if you need any kind of home remodel or restoration, or did you get any damage in the storms that we've seen over the last month, give the Exterior Home Solutions guys a call. Today, enough of the secondary business. Let's get to the primary business, and that is running back Jaylen Wright, this week's highlighted guest.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
Good, you?
Good.
Jaylen, we go back to your recruitment. You're recruited by the previous staff. Jay Graham recruits you out of high school. Then all of a sudden that staff's gone, but you're already signed. What are you thinking when you're, kind of in that no man's land with a new staff coming in? I'm sure that had to be kind of like head spinning.
Yeah, it was, it was a bit of confusion, because I didn't know what to expect. I had already built a relationship with the last coaching staff. With Coach Graham, he's a great person, he just made me fall in love with, Tennessee. But, the new coaching staff came, so I trusted in the process, and, here we are now.
Going into year 3, how quickly did you kind of realize Jerry Mack and I are going to jive really, really well?
I realized that quick, Coach Mack, he's a very, smart coach. He knows football, he's very, welcoming, not far as on the field, but off the field as well. He just knows what it takes to get to that next level.
What is it you like most about him from a relationship standpoint?
He's somebody that really cares about you. We're not always gonna when we talk, we don't always talk about football. We talk about things off the field. What am I doing? What he's doing, how he's going, and stuff like that. So it's just a mix of everything.
Going into year 3. Where do you feel like your game has grown the most? From year 1 to now, it feels like you just keep getting better and better and better.
The game has really slowed down for me now. That just comes from me, watching more film, studying, studying more backs, just knowing, the ins and outs of, football, the details. I try to be very detailed with everything I do. And just knowing the whys of behind everything we do.
When you're watching those backs, who are you watching? Who do you when you flip on a college game to watch a peer, or to flip on an NFL game to watch somebody maybe that you want to try to emulate? Is there anybody you're like, I got to get on this game? I love watching him run.
Somebody I really love to watch run, Tony Pollard. He's somebody that really runs hard, physical, runs with passion. That's just something I can relate to.
Do you watch old school running backs much? I mean, do you watch guys that no longer players, that only guys now?
Yeah, I watch a lot. I used to watch a lot of Chris Johnson. He's fast. He's a one cut and go guy. So I just really try to watch like backside, I feel like I couldn't, like relate to as my running style.
How much do you feel like your running style's changed, or do you think it's the same as from when you were in high school? Because it feels a little different. I mean, I felt like in high school you were kind of a one cut, and just use the speed and just run past people.
Yeah.
And now I feel like you almost run to try to make contact with people. I mean, like you like that. Everybody saw the run on social media that Tennessee put out from the scrimmage the other day where you just truck tank. I mean, like, did you say sorry for that, by the way?
Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? It just, nah, I didn't. Nah, but, you know what I'm saying? My running style has changed a lot, you know what I'm saying, since year one. I just try to, you know what I'm saying, just run hard, run physical, you know what I'm saying, make people miss open field, you know what I'm saying? I just try, my thing is just not to get tackled by the first man, always make that first man miss.
You and Jabari seem like y'all have really been, fairly tight since y'all got here, which is always hard because, everybody wants to play and there's really, normally just one at a time. What makes you guys kind of a nice unit, and how much do you kind of relish to kind of be those two older guys in the room now with a bunch of younger backs who've got some talent too?
Me and Jabari, you know what I'm saying, ever since I got in here, we just clicked. You know what I'm saying? That's like my brother, you know what I'm saying? We close. You know what I'm saying? We know, like, we all we got. You know what I'm saying? We always got to work together. You know what I'm saying? All of us as running backs, we all we got. So we got to have that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood is important.
Dylan's obviously made some splash, but then you got these two young kids too with, Khalifa Keith and Cam Sell, and then even Deshaun Bishop,
Yeah.
Who came in at Christmas. What's impressed you about those younger guys?
What's impressed me the most, you know what I'm saying? It just happened. It just clicked for them. You know what I'm saying? When they get on that field, they run hard. They understand it because, you know what I'm saying? When my first year here, I feel like they grasp on like way faster than me. So it's just amazing to watch.
All right, your roommate a year ago was Jaylen Hyatt. He obviously had a phenomenal year, wins the Bolitnikoff Award. You guys were super tight. How much did his kind of growth going into year 3 make you and drive you to want to do the same thing going into year 3?
I just watched him, so I just watched the whole process of how he took care of his business, not just much so, you know what I'm saying, on the field, but, off the field as well. He's a great, great person, you know what I'm saying? He just watching him and watching his success, you know what I'm saying, I just know what it takes now to get to that next level.
When you talk to him and he tells you what clicked for him, do things match up to like, okay, I can relate to that?
Yes, a lot, you know what I'm saying? He just took care of his business, like, off the field, you know what I'm saying? I really think being detailed off the field, that really leads up to, you know what I'm saying, you doing good, having great games, you know what I'm saying? Just being on time to everything, you know what I'm saying? Just being intentional with every rep he gets, you know what I'm saying? Always smiling when he comes in the building, just always feel welcoming. So I just saw him do that, and yeah.
Coach Mack talks about, you've changed a lot. He said this last week, just like, you smile more, you're more engaging.
Yeah.
What do you think's brought you out of your shell?
Just knowing that I can be the guy. Just knowing that I got a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of talent that the world hasn't, you know what I'm saying, hasn't seen, and I'm just ready for that to be seen. I just feel like just coming in there, ever since I've been coming in happy, smiling, I've been feeling better, and I've been getting, you know what I'm saying, Coach Mack used to always tell me, what you give in is, you know what I'm saying, what you're going to give out to people, you know what I'm saying. If you come in frowning and not wanting to, like, you know what I'm saying, talk to people, they're not going to want to talk to you, you know what I'm saying. So I just took pride in that.
If you ever wonder if it resonates, what a coach tells a player, when Coach Mack sits here and says that exact same thing last week on the show, and Jaylen comes in here and regurgitates it right back, that means you listened and it resonated with you. And, when you're, growing up and you're listening to several different coaches, your dad being one of them, who kind of had that impact on you? Who is somebody, whether it be at the Pee Wee level, the high school level, obviously Coach Mack now, your dad, who had an impact on you in that way?
My dad. My dad, you know what I'm saying, he's like a big reason, him and God, you know what I'm saying, is just a big reason why I'm here at this point right now, you know what I'm saying. My dad's made a lot of sacrifices, you know what I'm saying, for me to get to the point I am now. My dad, you know what I'm saying, he's just something that like fuels me to go hard, you know what I'm saying. I think about him, I think about our struggles that we've been through, you know what I'm saying, like when I was younger, and that just makes me go harder because, you know what I'm saying, I just want to be able to provide for my family.
There's not a bigger Jaylen Wright fan than Curtis Wright. I mean, he if you said walk to Arizona and get me some toothpicks, I think Curtis would do it for you. I mean, he is that guy. I mean, he is your biggest fan. He has been since high school. How much do you appreciate how much he not only did for you, but pushed you? Because, I mean, sometimes, it's like, oh, Dad, I mean, I'm like that with my parents from time to time. It's like, okay, but how much do you look back and go, he was just wanted the best for me?
My dad, he pushes me to the next level. It's been times where, I've wanted to, I wanted to give up. It's been times where I didn't feel like I didn't see any light at the end of the tunnel. But he always tells me, keep going, keep your head up, just keep playing. Just keep doing you, keep doing your thing, and everything's gonna work out in your favor.
You go back, we did that interview over there in Durham. When you were a senior in high school, going into your senior year. Your sophomore and junior year, you split time. Handful of carries here and there. I mean, what wasn't the bell cow? Senior year's taken away from you because North Carolina didn't play football in the fall. And then you get here. I mean, do you feel like, you're really kind of like about 2 years behind as far as development standpoint? Like, your best football is still, you're just scratching the surface of how good you can be because of, the tread on the tires isn't real great.
I came in, I was really young coming in. Of course, I didn't have a senior season. It was just a lot. I had to, it's just a lot, that just had to click for me in that short amount of, time period. I played quite a bit for my freshman year, being so young. And yes, I feel like I have a lot more development that needs to come.
You go back to the first of last year and you lose the ball a couple of times. But you just kind of kept your head down, kept plugging. You didn't get down on yourself. It didn't feel like. It just felt like just give it to me again. I'll prove it's the right call. Where does that come from?
Just comes from, just like I said, when things don't happen right, like my dad always tell me, when things don't happen right, things don't go in your favor, just keep going. Things happen, it just comes with the game of football.
Coach Mack says you run passionate. Some people say you even run angry. Kind of take me through what's going through your head when you get the ball from the quarterback. What's going through Jaylen Wright's mind?
To, make anybody that come my way feel me. It's just something just clicks, when we get pads on. When I know I'm about to get the ball, I just run hard, run hard, and I just know everything that's going to happen, right?
We head into this season. I know you've got a lot of big goals ahead of you, and a lot of, you're pushing, trying to get there, as Coach Hype would say, as fast as you can. What are some of those goals?
My number one goal is to be the best back in the nation. That's something I know I can be. It's something I know that can happen. Another goal is to, that ties with the best back in the nation is get that Doug Walker Award. That's something that's something I think about every day. Because I know, my talent, my skills, I know I can get that.
From an individual standpoint, those are lofty goals. As far as the team room, kind of what do you kind of envision for this group?
This team, I feel like we're going to be great this year. I feel like every position group is works hard. Every position group has depth. Every position group has talent. I feel like we can do a lot of big things this year. Coach Hype has his the way he coaches, he focuses on the little things, the details. That's all that's what we need to win all our games.
What do you feel like your skill set? How does your skill set really showcase in this offense?
I'm a big play guy. I feel like I can make big plays, big explosive runs. I get I see a seam, I hit it. Nobody's catching me. I run physical. Run fast, elusive. I see the cuts.
Your best run last year was what? I know which one I have in mind, and then we'll see what you think.
I feel like I had two good runs versus Kentucky.
The balance run.
Yeah. Those are some good runs. I love that run. It's for, the first one, I went over the defender head. He went low. I had landed. I forgot how it was, but I had landed weird, kind of awkward. So I kept my balance, kept my feet going, and I just kept going. Then the next one was when I saw the defender, made a move. I sprinted off of him and just kept going, refused to go down.
The other one that sticks out to me last year was a shorter run, but it was the Florida touchdown run where you did the chomp.
Yeah, I know that's a lot of people's favorite. Yeah, that was a great run. I don't know what was going through my head at that moment. I just did it.
Do you, in those moments, do you almost just, I mean, whether you actually do or not, do you almost just claim blackout? I blacked out. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, I definitely blacked out. I definitely blacked out. You know what I'm saying? That was a very big game. I got in the end zone, and I was just, man, I just did it.
Favorite, do you enjoy the blacks, the grays? I mean, you like the traditionals? What do you enjoy, uniform-wise?
Blacks, definitely. It's just like when we put those black uniforms on that Kentucky night game, it was just something different. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody was just on timing. You know what I'm saying? Just that black just made it just, I don't know.
The first game is at noon, which is 11 Central. So you actually, we technically, in the morning time when you kick off against Virginia. Last year you did that at LSU, but you all practice in the morning. So, I mean, I feel like this is just a normal day, right? I mean, most teams practice at 4:30 in the afternoon. How much do you enjoy the morning practices? I'm sure at first you were like, this is awful, but then you still feel that way, or do you feel like that helps you?
Nah, I actually love the morning practices, you know what I'm saying? Because we could get up, get out there early, you know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and get out the way. After that, we ain't got to worry about it besides meetings. Morning practices, I feel like they're just good to have, you know what I'm saying? Because when you have practices like in the evening, you gotta you gotta wait for practice. You know what I'm saying? Practice is like the hardest part. So just go ahead and get the morning practice out the way. That feels good, and that's also how I feel about that early game against Virginia.
How hyped are you for that game? Like, I mean, because you had this nice crescendo last year, your personal game kept building. Teams having success, ends in the Orange Bowl. And then, of course, you've got 9 months until the next game. Yeah. So now you've put all this work in. You had a great spring, great summer, great fall to this point. Like, is this something where you're like, oh, this fall camp stuff, get this past us. Let's get to that first game.
Yeah. I really try to keep the main thing, you know what I'm saying? As our coaches always say, be where your feet are. But I'm definitely looking forward to that Virginia game. I'm looking forward to the season in general. That Virginia game, we're going to get up, get after them early, you know what I'm saying, get them out the way, and just move on to the next opponent.
We talked about Jaylen Hyatt earlier. You're living by yourself now, but what other teammates do you kind of rely on now that he's gone? Who do you lean on? Who you spend time with? Who you find comfortable?
I'm really close with T-Mac, Tamari McDonald, Kamal, Tyler Barron, Joe. Those are, you know what I'm saying, those are people I really hang out with outside of football. You know what I'm saying? Those people I was with, you know what I'm saying, ever since I came in here. So we just got a tight relationship with all those.
Away from football, what do you like to do on campus? I mean, is there anything you like to enjoy in doing, whether it be different parts of the year? I mean, any particular hobbies you have on campus besides when you're not doing football? And I know you do football most of the time.
That's really hard. I mean, some people ask me this all the time. I really don't do a lot of things. I just like, you know what I'm saying, when I'm not doing football, I just like to have time to myself, you know what I'm saying, just chill, just have time to myself.
What's one or two things most people don't know about Jaylen Wright?
He's a kind person. You know what I'm saying? When people see me, they just, I guess I used to give off like a angry impression, you know what I'm saying? But it's not really me. I'm really nice. I'm really welcoming.
How much do you feel like you've matured since we did that interview in Durham 3 years ago?
I feel like I matured a lot. Not even from there. I feel like I matured a lot from last year. Maturity, I think that's really a big step that I took in my process of growing, you know what I'm saying, as a person and as an athlete. So I feel like I matured a lot.
All right, let's do some rapid fires here. Do you have any pregame superstitions or routines?
Nah, I don't.
Share one funny or unique memory you have from your first 2 seasons with Tennessee.
That game against Purdue.
Coming up short.
Forget that. I'll never forget that. Like never.
Do you think that that's the biggest drive in the maturing, the biggest drive in the growth in the game? Just having come, because I know you think you scored.
Yeah. I mean, I did score, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Things happen, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if I was a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying, a little bit stronger, I would have got in there where I didn't have to reach the ball, where it could have been a automatic decision to call it a touchdown.
This version of Jaylen Wright scores without having to reach out the ball is what you're saying.
Yes.
What do you miss most about Durham, North Carolina?
Just being around my family. Probably. I mean, I really don't got a lot of family there, but just being around my sisters, my dad, and also, you know what I'm saying, just being around people I grew up with.
Favorite place to eat back home that's local?
It's a wing spot called Tasty Stop.
Tasty Stop.
Yeah, really
Nice.
good.
If you're in the Durham, North Carolina area, go for it. Favorite date spot here in Knoxville so far?
Date spot?
Yeah.
Date spot. I don't really go on dates, but I like First Watch. First Watch. I've been there before with somebody.
You taking them for breakfast then? Amusement parks or beach trips? Which one?
Amusement parks. Amusement parks for sure.
You a big roller coaster guy?
Yeah, I am. I like the thrill. I like that.
What's your favorite roller coaster?
Uh,
And what's your favorite amusement park?
well, I've only been to Carowinds
Sure.
out in Charlotte, but I like Dollywood.
You like Dollywood?
Yeah, I like Dollywood.
You went there with the team this summer.
Yeah, I
Have you
did.
been on your own besides the team?
Nah, but I was, you know what I'm saying, this summer, me and Dylan Sampson, we did a lot of things. We did a lot of things with each other. You know what I'm saying? We went jet skiing. We went to the water park and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Going to Dollywood was one of the options. You know what I'm saying? We just decided to have a little fun this summer.
How much do you enjoy days like that? Because you guys spend so much time in the weight room and in the film room and in just the jugs machines and all the little things you have to do to get ready for the season. But to have that day to kind of breathe and just go be a kid. Because at the end of the day, what, you 21?
Yeah, now I'm 20.
20. They ain't
Yeah.
even 21 yet. I mean, like, you're still a kid, man.
I remember the first time Dylan, we went jet skiing. It was just being him. Like, that was probably like one of the most fun moments I ever had. And I just felt free, you know what I'm saying, just having fun, getting away from football, just, you know what I'm saying, just doing something I haven't done before.
I like it. What does your summer look like when you aren't training?
When I'm not training, probably
Sleeping?
sleeping, playing the game, eating, trying to stay up, stay right, keep my body right.
Talk to me about your work with Second Harvest Food Bank. How important is that to you?
That is very important. I like giving back, you know what I'm saying, the children who is less fortunate. That's just something I'm big on, just giving back to my community, especially like children. I love working with children.
I will keep this theme going. It carries over from season 1 to season 2. Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron.
See?
I'm a big LeBron fan. I feel like LeBron is like the GOAT.
Stop.
For sure.
Stop. Stop it. I always like the random guy that says Kobe. Kobe's forgotten in that conversation as far as just killer instinct. If you weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't playing football, I really do not know. I really don't know.
Well, Jerry said you wanted to be a commentator, but then he realized he reminded you that you don't speak.
Yeah, it was a commentator, but now I like, you know what I'm saying, I like real estate. I would like to, like, you know what I'm saying, get into that business if I wasn't in football. I feel like it's good money there, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just a good, you know what I'm saying, career to have.
I know you don't really care because you just want to go to the NFL one day. But if Jaylen Wright got to pick where he could go play NFL football, where would it be?
I like, you know what I'm saying, I really look at, you know what I'm saying, things like, you know what I'm saying, not just football in that football aspect, you know what I'm saying? I look at things like, you know, like a state, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't like have like tax like that, you know what I'm saying? Like where I could get all my money, you know, like Texas, you know what I'm saying, somewhere like that. But
Florida's one of those.
Florida as well. But you know what I'm saying, wherever I go, I'm just gonna ball out at for real.
Jaylen Wright to the Dolphins, 2024 maybe NFL draft.
That would be love though. Yeah.
Did you grow up cheering for any particular NFL team? Were you a Panthers guy? Being a North
I
Carolina guy?
was a big Saints fan. You know what I'm saying? I always liked the Saints. Because I've been to New Orleans a couple times. My stepdad, he's from New Orleans. He has family in New Orleans, so I was a big Saints fan growing up.
So have you got to talk or spend any time with Alvin, with him being a Saints guy?
I talked to Alvin that one time he had came. I think it was my freshman year.
Sure.
Spring game. That's when he came. I got, you know what I'm saying, talk to him, introduce myself, you know what I'm saying. He's a very cool dude.
How much do you enjoy kind of being that role model for kids? When you walk out of the stadium and there's, 75 or 100 little kids over there wanting your autograph, or when you go read, on Dr. Seuss Day at an elementary school or whatever,
Yeah.
How much do you kind of enjoy that? Where, like, you see that 7 or 8-year-old kid and they look up to you? Because you were once that 7 or 8-year-old kid.
Yeah, I enjoy that. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, I was once in that position where I looked up to somebody. You know what I'm saying? I was once in that position where I saw this person. I was like, man, like, he's just like, you know what I'm saying, awesome. So it just feels good, you know what I'm saying, to just know that I have, you know what I'm saying, younger kids looking up to me, you know what I'm saying, wanting to be in my position.
What would you go back and tell 7 or 8 year old you?
When things don't go right, just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Things get hard, you know what I'm saying? It's not always going to work out in your favor. Just keep going.
Hardest moment of your career? I mean, is it simply the Purdue thing, or was it something else?
Just getting used to the just how fast the game goes. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, once the game slows down for you, you're good. I feel like that was probably the hardest thing.
Would you, knowing that, I mean, like, is that something you kind of, search out with younger guys? Because it's easy. I think you were there at one point when you were a freshman. Like, when you walk in, everybody thinks, I'm going to play right away. And I know that, that's a possibility, but it's also a possibility that mentally kids just aren't ready for the pace, the speed of the game. And then maybe sometimes physically they're not ready. And that wasn't your case. You were always physically ready. But, like, is that something where you can go to a younger guy now and go, hey, look, I know you're not getting in right now, but you're going to be me because I was where you were?
I always talk to the young guys, like, you know what I'm saying, Deshaun, Khalifa, you know what I'm saying, Cam. I always tell them, like, you got to get ready because you never know when your time's going to come. Like, with me, I didn't know when my time was going to come. Like, I didn't know, like, I was going to get through, like, in that fire, like, that early, like the Pitt game. I didn't know I was going to play that long, you know what I'm saying? That was, like, my first time, like, actually, like, playing football since, like,
junior
year of high school. So I always tell them just to be ready. When that time comes, just make the best out of it.
Is Cam Selden the younger Jaylen Wright? From a personality standpoint, it feels that way. He's not a big talker either.
Yeah, Cam, he's very he's definitely an introvert. He's somebody that stays to himself, but you know what I'm saying, he's starting to come out his shell more.
Oh, I agree. He'll walk through that north side of the complex where we do the interviews at, and he's always like, hey, like he initiates the conversation now, where you see him have the head down,
Yeah, Cam, he's a cool person, very funny, very funny.
We head into this season. Game you're most excited to play is what? Is it just the next one, or is there one where you're like, man, I'm looking forward to this game?
South Carolina. We got to get after them. Like, we just got to I only like, you know what I'm saying, we're just South Carolina, Georgia. Definitely ready for that Bama game again. I'm just ready for all the games. I know all the games is going to be spectacular. I'm going to make a lot of plays.
All right. There's nobody more confident than this guy right here. He is riding high heading into this 2023 season. Good luck, and we'll see you out at Neyland Stadium, actually Nissan Stadium here coming up on the first weekend in September.
That's right.